The LG Nexus 5, a phone with premium parts but with a budget price tag. What's going on, guys? I am Carlos with Wirefly, and what I got for you guys today is a review of the LG Nexus 5. But before I start this review, I just wanted to thank our friends over at LG for providing this phone. We received no compensation for this video. Google has been known for putting out products that are on a budget but have really good specs. The Nexus 5 is no exception. With a price tag of $349, half the price of the competition, this phone packs some premium hardware and, well, some not so premium hardware. Let's take a look at the phone. First thing you are going to see is the 5-inch display. It's a full HD 1080p IPS display with a pixel density of 445 ppi and great viewing angles. I cannot say anything negative about it. It's a great display with nice and rich colors. The screen does not get super bright, but it gets pretty bright. You can see it with no problem in direct sunlight. Another thing that does not get really bright is the multicolored notification light. It may be just my thing, but I really wish it was a bit brighter. If we take a look around the phone, we can see that on the right hand side is the power on and off button, and also the micro SIM tray. Some may think the on and off button could be a little lower, but it was no issue for me. I guess it depends on what size your hands are. The bottom of the phone has an iPhone look to it, where you might think you are getting stereo sound from this, but it's not the case. One of the grills is a microphone and the other one is a speaker. I found myself muting the audio when I was watching a video. I just think the speaker could have been in another place. And well, in the middle you can see the micro USB port that can be used to transfer data or just to charge your device. On the left hand side is the volume rocker, and just wanted to mention you get some really nice feedback when you press it, also when you press the on and off button. Really springy buttons and just enough to let you know that you're actually pressing something. And lastly, the top of the phone has a 3.5mm headphone jack and the microphone. You might have noticed that the phone has a soft material all the way around it. This makes the phone feel really nice in the hand, and it does not feel like it's going to slide off. The design is really good. It has curves where it's supposed to and straight edges where it's supposed to also. Unfortunately, the phone does not have a removable back, so no storage expandability or battery swapping. It only has a 2300 milliamp battery, which should get you through a day. I highly doubt you're going to get through a full day if you're a heavy user. I barely got it through a day, and I give it light to moderate use. If we dive into the phone's processor, we're going to find a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor with a Snapdragon chipset. This is a pretty fast processor for a $350 phone, and all that horsepower is backed up by 2 GB of RAM. Talking about memory, this phone comes in either 16 or 32 GB of internal storage. So if you're looking for a phone to store all your media, this is not going to be the phone for you. This phone also comes in either white, black, or a red color. Remember I said this phone has some premium parts and also some not so premium parts? Well, if we go to the back of the phone, you're most certainly going to see the camera. This is where LG had to cut back and put an 8 megapixel camera that, let's just say, it's not nearly as good as some other cameras on phones out there. The phone doesn't really have that many options on the camera, and well, it feels like a camera that should be on a tablet. It can record 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, that it's actually not that bad. What is bad is that the camera sticks out from the back. It has a big ring all the way around it that makes you think the phone is actually going to have a good camera, but I guess it's just deceiving. And well, the front facing camera, it's let's just say a front facing camera. Now let's go into the phone's OS. When I turned on the display, I noticed the home, the back, and the multitasking tray are actually on the screen. That's something I do not like. I really feel like it takes away from the screen real estate. I would have preferred to see the buttons on the bottom of the phone where the little notification light is at, and actually the notification light all the way at the top. Other than that, I really enjoy stock Android. It's a really clean, stylish, and just elegant looking UI. You have the typical window layout. You can scroll to the left, to the right, and all the way to the left is Google Now, and you can also access it by swiping from the bottom up in the wake up screen. Or you can activate Google Now by just saying OK Google and giving it a command. Nothing that exaggerated, nothing that crazy, just a simple and fast layout. I gotta admit, it does seem a bit faster than other versions of Android like TouchWiz. I'm guessing that's thanks to the simplicity and that they do not include unnecessary features on the phone. One thing I do want to mention is that the phone actually gets a bit warm after a little while of gaming. Not when I'm just on Facebook or doing something lightweight, but when I start gaming, it does get a bit warm. Nothing that crazy, but just wanted to mention it. They probably went with the cheaper camera, cheaper speaker, didn't include the buttons on the bottom, just to downsize the value of the phone. And while it's not the worst, it just could be better. But other than that, the phone probably gives you the best Android experience out there. The Nexus 5 is here to compete, and it's not here to compete with phones of its price range. It's here to compete with phones that are double its price. Overall, I really think this is the best Android phone you can buy for the money. It has nice hardware, it's fast, and if you want a phone that's gonna get the updates first, the Nexus 5 is the way to go. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to review this phone or any other phone, make sure to go to wirefly.com. I was Carlos with Wirefly, and I will see you guys in the next video.